Hey guys, Maria here. Today we're making 2 of the holiday portal trees from The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is a super fun and unique decoration, and they would also look really awesome as a centerpiece. Check out all my Nightmare Before Christmas DIY tutorials. I am obsessed with this movie, and don't forget to subscribe. Take some polymer clay, roll it out, and place it on top of an aluminium drinking can. Ensure the clay is between 1/2 centimeter and 1 centimeter thick. You'll need to use one of these taller, thinner aluminium cans. To keep it in place it between 2 objects. I'm starting with a Christmas tree first, looking at pictures of it online and tracing it onto the clay. I'm cutting out any excess, leaving a small border around the tree. Gently etch in the tree bark lines. Carefully cut out the tree and carefully peel the border away. Mold some tree decorations and stick them on. Take some wire and cut out a piece with some pliers. Stick the wire through the side of the tree. Once you've done that, take the aluminium can with the tree on it and place it in the oven. Bake it according to the instructions on the clay packaging. I've taken my tree out of the oven, it's now hardened. You should be able to remove it easily from the aluminium can. Take the border that you've set aside, place it back around the tree, and push the wire into it. Before putting it back into the oven with the border on it, ensure there's a small gap between the border and the tree, and flatten the border with your fingers so that the tree is more elevated. So I've taken it out of the oven. It may be a little stiff at first, but the door should be able to swing open. Before doing this, make sure the clay is completely cooled down. Draw a border around your door onto the can, and then cut out a hole in the can, making sure it's a little smaller than your border. Attach another can with some tape. I'm attaching just one, but you can add more according to how tall you want it to be. To make it a little stronger, because aluminium cans tend to bend, I wrap the entire thing in tape. Attach the door with some tape, then take some air dry clay. This type of clay is not meant to go in the oven and is dried by itself by simply being left out in the air. It's not as strong as polymer clay, but I'm using this because it's easier to work with, it's strong enough to hold the door, it's a lot cheaper as well. I'm covering all the taped areas with clay, including around the door. Dip your fingers in some water to smooth it out, then etch in the lines of the tree. So here's what it looks like so far. I've covered everything except the Christmas tree in air dry clay. And I also shaped the bottom with some clay to make a base so it wouldn't fall over. I also made the Halloween portal the exact same way. To make the branches, I've cut out pieces of wire. I'm going back to using polymer clay and wrapping it around the wire, leaving a little bit at the end. Bend them and shape them to look like branches, and then take some smaller pieces of wire and stick it into the branch. Once you've done that, you can put them in the oven. Once you've taken them out of the oven, you can then wrap the smaller branches in clay, and then finally put them in the oven for the second time. This is what the branches look like now that they've been baked in the oven. Pierce the wire sticking out of the end of the branch into the tree. I've already painted the tree and the branches, but I would actually leave this part till afterwards because I ended up adding more air dry clay between the trees and the branches to make sure that the branches don't move. To paint the tree, I used acrylic paint, and for the inside I used black spray paint. I painted the tree a browny beige color and then went around the door in a darker shade. I then took this darker shade and painted into the lines, wiping away the surface before it dried. This just gives it a little bit more effect. I made these little presents and bones out of polymer clay and then painted them. I'll put a link below to the clay skull tutorial I used, as well as all the products that I used. I painted the doors with acrylic paint, and then I painted the baubles on the Christmas tree with some nail varnish. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe because I have loads more Nightmare Before Christmas tutorials planned.